Good morning, everybody. My name is Nate Morris, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today, we're back at Citrus County Speedway for the final 2 days of the INEX Winter Nationals, and going into today, I was feeling pretty dang good. Coming off of a win in the B main yesterday and finishing 11th in the feature made me feel like I could go out today, run some pretty good lap times in practice and qualifying, hopefully qualify straight into the feature, and finish even better than I did yesterday. But unfortunately, in practice, I got off to a rough start as coming off of turn 2, I made a little bit of a mistake and lost the back end of my car and spun it down the backstretch, which is not a common mistake for me to make, so that was a little bit odd. And that kind of messed me up going into qualifying, as coming off of turn 2, my exit was a little bit low, and I wasn't making near the speed that I needed to go down into turn 3 to run a good lap. And on top of that, me and both my teammates were a little bit slower today in qualifying than we had been in the past. So that was just an unfortunate situation. I ended up qualifying 31st, which put me 5th in the B feature. So I'm just going to have to try to race my way forward and get into one of those top 2 transfer spots. But we're just going to have to see how that goes. Thank y'all for clicking on today's video. I hope y'all enjoy it, and let's get into it.
Cars on the track in competition. Top 2 will make it to the feature. They'll be coming to the flag stand in the voice of Tim Terry.
Green flag is out and we are underway. It's Gracie Crocker down into turn number 1 in the purple number 78. Hello, Holly. And Holly around with Brucker. And the 25, I believe that is over there, of Morris.
What the heck was that? I mean, we don't even get to make a quarter of a lap and we're already in a wreck. I mean, right at the start-finish line there, I lost a little bit of space on the 85, but I was still his left rear wheel, and he just turned flat down the track. I mean, took the inside line away. I'm still at his left rear wheel and gaining ground on him. And, I mean, he just took my line completely away, forced me down onto the rumble strips, and by that point, you know, I'm on the brakes, and I don't have enough room to slow down before we get to the leaders. And, I mean, the leaders were a little bit slow anyway, but, I mean, we wouldn't have had that issue if I hadn't got driven down to the grass. That's pretty frustrating because it makes me look like a moron just driving it off in there, you know, and wrecking half the field. But, I mean, from my point of view, I feel like I got drove down and never got a chance to make the corner. But I'll let y'all make your own decisions on that. But from my point of view, that's pretty cut and dried and pretty frustrating.
To me in the middle of 3 and 4, and I was going to get back to him and just rattle him. I wasn't going to wreck him, but I got to him and he turned him around. So didn't mean to really turn around, meant to rattle his cage up.
As they work through 3 and 4, who is going to make the A main for the semi-pros on a Thursday? Green flag flies and we're back underway.
Swiftly out in front is Bradley, and he made the start just the way he should. And Gracie Crocker, look at that.
laps to go. It is anyone's spot.
Ooh, Crocker sideways, back up in front of the field and collects Tegan Dempsey. 7 laps to go. This is semi-pro B feature number 2. Green flag flies. And the 2 to the outside of Brucker picks up the lead. We're 3 wide down the back straightaway. JT Poole makes a move. He cashes in the coupon and takes 2 for 1 in turn number 3.
Wow, that was a nice...
Well, that was a race that happened. Just got put in a really bad position right there on the start with the 85 car coming down and taking my lane, literally. And, caused that wreck. Got put pretty deep in the back and just couldn't make any headway as far as transfer spot-wise. And, I felt like my car was a magnet today. I just kept getting run over by people. But is what it is. Our racing's done for Thursday, so we're just going to pack up and get ready for tomorrow, the final day, and, see what we can do there. It's got to be better, right? Well, okay. I think that just got a little bit worse. We came off of pit road and basically immediately knew something was horribly wrong because I drove off into turn 3, on my warm-up lap, didn't have any speed or anything, and just barely turned off the wall, didn't turn the wheel a whole lot, and the back end just snapped on me. And I almost lost it right then. I was able to catch it and made a couple more laps, but went down into turn 3 again and just lost at that time. I was carrying too much speed to try to save it, and I had no clue what was going on. I thought maybe a tire was going down. I thought maybe a suspension piece broke or something. I have no clue what's going on here. And as it turns out, there was oil all over the track. Somehow, between the end of the Young Lions qualifying session and the beginning of our qualifying session, some oil had gotten laid down on the track, and as we ran through it, we got it all over our tires. And when you get oil on pretty much slick tires, there's no grip. I mean, you're just along for the ride at that point. And we'd go into the corners skating sideways, and we'd come out of the corners plowing tight. And I mean, it was just impossible to lay down a lap. And me and the rest of my group, which consisted of the second place in points for the week, the fourth place driver in points for the week, and a driver who had been competing for top 10s, top 5s, and wins all week long, we all ran B main times and deep in the field B main times. I mean, we were struggling bad. And so we went and we got off the track after our qualifying session. We went and told the officials, we said, hey, there was oil all over the racetrack for our session, and none of us ran good laps. And, you know, we've got 2 drivers here that are competing for a championship, but they're stuck in the midst of a B main just because they couldn't lay down a lap time. And unfortunately, lap times pretty much went right back to the top of the board right after our session. And I guess the oil had just disappeared, or we took it off the track with us, or whatever. But, you know, it's just such an anomaly. So we asked for another session of qualifying, just, you know, heck, 3 laps to try to get a good lap in. But the INEX officials didn't deem that it was necessary to give us another 3 laps. I felt like it was a very unfair situation and handled in a pretty poor manner. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you can see right here all the oil spots on my windshield. I mean, it was definitely oily out there. And so, yeah, just a frustrating way to start off the day. You know, we're all going to have to be fighting from the back now. And it essentially dooms my chances of getting into a feature because I'm in the B main with 2nd and 4th place in points. And I've got to try to beat at least one of those guys because we've only got 2 transfer spots. So we're going to have to go in here and fight real hard and see what we can do. But I don't know that I'm liking our chances, to be honest with you.
Side by side, Lenny, we're taking the top 2. Here they come.
Really sharp-looking race car at the front of it. It is Crocker in the 78, taking him down into the corner. They'll fan out 3 wide, now narrow back to 2 as they hustle down the back straightaway into 3.
Down through 3 and 4. Brucker going to come out with the lead. Crocker still stuck on the outside in the purple. Number 78, and Gunter to the inside. What a move by Brody Gunter to try to get to the inside of Bohannon. The 9 of Bradshaw right there as well. They are all hungry to take away one of these spots.
Brucker trucking around the front straightaway. The 2B flying around this race course. Going to be tough to catch him. Somebody out of this bunch may be the only other ticket into the feature. The 2 red cars on the bottom of the racetrack. Bohannon leading this group. He'll bring him out of corner number 4.
Gunter holding on for that 3rd spot right now, wanting the 2nd transfer spot as he is right on the back bumper of Bohannon. Brucker is pulling away from the rest of the pack.
He was getting comfy with that back bumper on Bohannon.
And now he'll fall back as the car slipped out from under him back there between 3 and 4. And now we get a spin.
That's Bradshaw in the 9 going.
Brucker's just got to stay within himself. He's got a fast car that we just saw, but don't overdrive it. Don't worry about the 01. He's out there on the outside. Let him do what he's got to do. Do what you've got to do. Your car is good. 6 more circuits around. We're going to go to 5 to go. Gunter watching and letting these guys pester him just a bit, keeping them too close too long. He's got to be careful here. Now he extends the advantage. Brucker over Gunter over Morris. It'll be 2 cars to transfer out, 4 laps to go this time by.
To make the A main, Morris is now in the mix, falling back a little bit. Gunter wants that 1st spot, better position for the A main. He's trying to catch up with Brucker. 4 laps to go.
4 laps to go. They'll come to 3 here as finally Brucker has got just enough breathing room for the time being between he and Gunter, and they accept or stretch the advantage over Morris. That's the key. The top 2, they don't have to race each other. They're going to get in. 2 laps to go for Brucker.
Brucker holds on to that top spot. Morris sits in position number 3, trying to reel in those top 2, but is running out of time. They'll come by this time to Bubbles Bronson and see the white flag. Final lap for Steven Brucker in the 2B. He's going to lead this one wire to wire if he can hold on for this final lap down the back straightaway. They will come through corners number 3 and 4, and the final semi-pro B main of the week will go to the 2B as Steven Brucker. Brucker wins.
All right, y'all, that's all for today. Just a little bit short there at the end of the race, and just didn't have what it takes to get in that second spot. And I was probably not going to beat the 0-1 for sure, as he is the 4th place in points. And luckily, the 2nd place in points dropped out and decided not to race. So that gave me a window of opportunity, and I just had to finish, 2nd to the 0-1 or try to beat the 0-1. I don't think I could have beat him, but it was definitely a good race. The 2 car was pretty quick, and coming from the back, I was definitely at a disadvantage trying to get by him for sure. But yeah, it was a fun race, all things considered. I enjoyed it. Getting to run with those guys. It feels good for sure when you can run with a car that races up in the top 10 generally and runs in the top 5, more often than not, and fights for wins. So yeah, I mean, very disappointed with how today went, but very happy with that race there. That was a lot of fun, But yeah, this week has been interesting to say the least. It's we've had a lot of issues. Most of them have been out of our control. We had Wednesday was a really good day, but yeah, just a frustrating week. Now, I mean, I don't want to just complain here. It's very fun, to get behind the wheel of a race car and go racing for a whole week. And I'm not complaining, just wish we could have done better. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. I hope y'all have enjoyed this series of Winter Nationals videos. And yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.